people who are resilient. You see them just overcome adversity. They have had throughout their life a series of stressors or situations that they had to deal with. Not one big traumatic one, necessarily. They felt that that could possibly dampen that activity for your entire life. And we see people all the time that we deal with in our social service agencies and in our hospitals who have had to deal with that situation. But that these people who have had a stressful situation and overcame it, and then a little bit more of a stressful situation and overcame it, and a little bit more, those were the people that you would see them in their adult life that were always able to overcome adverse situations. And when I heard this, I could not help but to think about our community. What we have been through over the last 30 years. Well, when you think about our community as a whole and what we've been through, and I am so optimistic about what is happening because there are areas of the country now with this huge economic situation that we're dealing with, and it is severe, and it is critical, and it is as big as everyone says it is. But I can't think of a community that is better positioned physically, psychologically, and emotionally to deal with the situation we are facing as a country right now. So I propose that areas like ours, in our tech belt in Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Youngstown and Akron and Warren and Niles, we are positioned to jump out now. Think about it. This is an opportunity for us. Well, the other communities are reeling. While other universities are reeling, we step in. We fill the void. We do the research. We commercialize the products. We manufacture them. We train the workers. We have innovation educational systems here. We try new things. Because we don't care if we fail. We don't care. Let's go. We're going to find something that's going to succeed here. And we're not going to fall back because of the economic situation that we happen to be in. And you have invested your energy and your time into this school, into this STEM college, into your research, into this community. And I bet you're using a lot more of those 10 hydrogen bombs and those elements than most, because we are seeing success here. We are seeing it, we are feeling it, it is happening. And you are a big part of it, and we're here to celebrate that here today. There's a great line in a Dave Matthews song. The song's called Pig. But the line is, wipe out that tired notion that the best is yet to come. Wipe out that tired notion that the best is yet to come. It's happening right now. And sometimes we wish for this day that just may come. But if we aren't focused on the moment that we are in and putting all of those hydrogen bombs and all of that energy into that specific piece of research that you're doing, that specific public policy proposal, that initiative trying to get everybody on the same page, that's what makes the difference. You have those long-term goals, but the focus has got to be on what we are doing now. And it's happening now. And the more of us that focus on the now and put that energy into what we're doing, the more success we are going to have. And then when we're sitting on the rocking chair, we can look back and see how great it was. But let's enjoy the moment we're in and focus all of our energy on that. That's the magic. That's how we keep going. And that's how we don't lose our focus. You've probably seen the movie Apollo 13. I would guess. If not, you lived through it. And I'm not calling you a old here. Okay? Don't have one of those anymore. But there was that great scene in the movie, and I can't help every time it's on TV, and it's been on TV a lot, I like stop whatever I'm doing, I've got to watch Apollo 13. It's like, I'm checking out for the next 2 hours, I've got to watch the movie. Sorry, I know we had plans, but it's over. And the one scene in the movie, they get stuck up in space, and all of the machinery is not working properly. And so the mission changed, quite frankly. It was, well, we're not landing on the moon anymore. We've just got to get back home safely. And so they had to figure out how to use the energy that they had on the ship to channel that and somehow figure how that can propel them back to land on Earth. And so there was this great scene where the head of mission control was talking to Tom Hanks. It's past the Houston, we have a problem. Now we're trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And the head of mission control's got his sleeves rolled up. He's smoking cigarettes, just a nervous wreck, as we all would be in that situation. And there's a scene where they throw all the junk on the table. This is everything that's in the spaceship, a replica. And they say, this is what we have. And what the head of mission control said to all of these engineers who were there, he said something along the lines of, we need to squeeze every amp, or watt, I can't remember what he said, every amp of energy out of this ship. We've got to squeeze it all in order to get these folks back home. And I thought, that's exactly what we need to do. We need every single person on the field for us. We need everyone who is playing to play at a higher level, to play harder, to play smarter, if we're going to make this happen. There's an old football coach who said, you'll find more character on the 2-yard line than anywhere else on the planet. You'll find more character on the 2-yard line. That's where we are. We are close. We are not as far as we think we are. We're on the 2-yard line. And what we're celebrating here tonight is that we've made progress, that we've moved the ball down the field, and people are starting to recognize it. They were cheering Youngstown in Cleveland last night. They were honoring the Youngstown movement last night. Now, can you imagine 5 years ago, 10 years ago, your congressman goes to Cleveland and gives the keynote address at Nortec, and the people that are being honored there, every speaker talked about the Youngstown Business Incubator, talked about the NPR story? Can you imagine that 10 years ago? Impossible. Would have never happened. And I don't say it because I'm the congressman. I'm saying I'm part of what's happening here with you together. We're doing it. And it was great. The vibe in that room was phenomenal. Jim, I wish you could have been there. But the story will get better as we tell it, so maybe it was good. But I got to tell you, it was something special. It really, really was. And for those of us who grew up in this community, it was awesome to be there. People ask me, who do you represent? I say Youngstown. I represent Youngstown, Ohio. And I'm proud. And people say, well, that must be a hard district to represent. So I love it. We're turning this place around. I wish it was daylight so we could see it. We're doing it. We're turning it around. And you're a huge, huge part of that. And so tonight we celebrate our honorees. We celebrate the work that you do. Every day we get a little bit of good news about some company, some research, something, some grant, some earmark, something's happening. And we're honoring that here tonight.